So we are reacting to these niggas that's been on top of the fucking game when it comes to this, breaking down female nature, this red pill shit. Yeah, this is gonna be a little different. Y'all never really see me I'm talking about like relationship type of things, like reacting to one. So I think this should really be interesting and good reaction for y'all, because over here we keep things real but woke. You know what I mean? So with that being said, let's get started. Actually,
it affected the way men view how they should treat women. Yeah, I would argue that it's made us where we can't treat you guys well anymore. And the reason why is because I think social media is by far one of the most destructive things for male and female relationships. Starting with feminism is.
He do got a point on that. He do got a point, because I think from me observing social media and the way how females interact now, due to these type of things that have happened in our generation, it made them value more of the external things, as in the life that you can show out to the world, than wanting to value the relationship with that person that you're with, right? So basically, what I'm like pretty much saying, motherfuckers would like to put going out just to fucking take pictures and all that shit over a true relationship. Trying to fucking, you know what I'm saying, show out to motherfuckers that they probably never seen before, or never will see before. I mean, that you'll never ever see. I mean, for motherfuckers that's in your life, you know, like that shit is kind of weird to me. It's really interesting though.
The 60s, and I think it's progressed, and what social media has done is it's exacerbated the problem.
Yeah, it did. If you don't make content most of the time, like you're on social media if you're on social media most of the fucking time, you don't make content, then it's, you're wasting your fucking time. I'm gonna talk to the ones that really want to have a more productive life. But let consumers be consumers. I think that we need slaves. I need my fucking views. Give me my views, nigga. All y'all, watch my shit. Fucking tell me.
Women entering the workforce, women being told that they're equal to men, kind of started the issues. And once women realized, okay, I can make my own money, I don't necessarily need to have a family.
He mentioned feminism too. I got pauses too. I've already mentioned already. Feminism is the work of the devil. Pretty much, I'm gonna just keep it simple. I'm gonna say this all the fucking time if I need to. If a woman goes against her nature, which is to live under a man, not just any man, but an honorable man, she is for the devil. She is the woman of the devil. We have lots of fucking Lilith in this bitch. Yes, nigga. I'm on my Christian crusade shit too. Fuck you talking about. I don't blame Eve too much, because again, I actually fuck her too. But I'm just saying though, like, we have a lot of Lilith, more Lilith in this bitch. Eve, I think that she did her thing. She made a little mistake. But again, that just shows you a lot on woman nature. If they're not under man's rulership, they tend to fuck up due to their way of nature. It just is what it is.
I don't need a man to provide for me. It made them say, I'm independent, and I only need a man or I only want a man.
But the another thing too, right before we'll keep this shit going, I don't disagree with the fact that women will want to make money too, but the main problem is they overdo it to the fucking point that they start to forget about their role. Because there's sometimes people still gotta work and shit like that. Again, the world is cold and hard as fuck, you know what I'm saying? And that's good. Some girls might have careers and shit like that they want, but the problem is when you overvalue over your divine purpose as a fucking being, which is to be in a relationship, find a relationship until, you know what I'm saying? Because again, y'all expire quicker than us on folks grade. Like, as much as y'all are able to have all this value now at an earlier age, and us men, we have to like wait for a certain period of time to get up there. But we're not even just guaranteeing that. Time is not even just guaranteed, but it's our hard work and really taking risks and shit like that in life. Sometimes we even die. Guess what though? Time is on your time. It is on our time, but it's more than just time, right? So we can do a lot of fuck ups, and guess what? Our value not gonna fucking decrease at the end of the day.
I'm saying
all cases, because like no man is gonna go to an ugly woman to want to go fucking try to talk to them. Nobody would do that shit. Not even the fucking lies will even do that shit on folks grade.
And whenever you have the mindset of I want something versus I need something, well, you're not gonna try as hard, right? If you need oxygen and you're drowning, you're going to do everything in your power to get up and to get some air. Because if you don't, you die. But if you only want something, well, it takes a deep level of discipline and tenacity to get it done, right?
Yep.
So women went from I need a man to I want a man. And if you add in the component.
And the reason why even that way of thinking is also dangerous for them too, because from what I observed, just the same way how you also mentioned them saying that females saying, well, them type of fucking females be saying that they went from I need a man to I want a man because they're working. It just shows a lot on the danger of that psychology, because then in that case, then you're using the guy for fucking money. And that's why I also see a lot of times on why females make huge mistakes at the end when it comes to losing a relationship and probably having a fucking kid from that situation, or wasting a lot of fucking time and becoming mentally ill from just picking the wrong guy, because their whole mindset on looking at relationship and looking at a man is super duper fucked up, and again that's why if they don't have a strong father or knowledgeable father in the household, they lead to being misdirected in life most of the time. That's why they end up picking poor choices, because they don't have the foundation and way of thinking on the way of how to look at a man, because maybe in their household they see men moving in that type of way, and miss the whole other point on what a guy's supposed to do, so that's just a dangerous way of thinking, because first off, you're always going to pick the wrong guys if you just look at men like that. Secondly, guys are just going to trick and pimp your ass, because in exchange of you giving him your value, you pretty much want to be a prostitute in exchange of getting provided for financially. Is that it? Is that how much you're worth?
On and of, not only do I want a man, but I want the top man because I can make my own money and I don't need a man. Well, what ends up happening is 80% of men are considered not attractive or not feasible as a mate. And what's ended up happening, right, is social media took this problem and it made it 10 times worse. Why? Well, because social media is able to highlight and engulf the negative realities about female nature and make it worse.
Yeah.
I'll explain.
For sure.
Women are naturally solipsistic and narcissistic. Social media heightens that. Women naturally have fear of missing out and feel as though they can do better with the grass greener on the other side mindset that Bills was alluding to. Social media makes that worse. So,
I think that's human nature in general, but I do get the point he's saying. Like, females do tend to express that out more than guys, because we live in a certain structure when it comes to men and when it comes to females, so it can be a little bit different. But I understand that for sure.
Exacerbates all the negatives about female nature. And it's interesting because if you look at every society, right, whether you look at Islam.
And plus, one thing I also realized by watching them too, again, I understand this could be good content, but one thing I also just realized look at them. Is it surprising why we have these niggas growing gray hairs and shit? Look at them. Do they look like healthy, mental healthy people? They look mentally ill. Look at this girl. Got tattoos all over her neck. Look at this black lady. Got the weave and shit. Look at her. Look at emo and shit. Look at these side hookers. They're probably strippers and shit. These girls, all these girls they be fucking interviewing shit and doing podcasts with, they look like whores. They're Miami too. Miami's full of whores, by the way. But what the fuck do y'all expect? These motherfuckers feel like they gotta be a school shooter in this bit.
Christianity, Judaism, ancient societies that might be pagans, they all restricted female sexuality. And the reason why is because
in the Bible a lot too. Whores, girls that had more than one body count was never favored in life. And it would be disgusting if you was to deal with one. For example, if a woman has sex, right? From the Bible, right? If a woman has sex, that person that she had sex with, that was her husband. That was her man. Everyone mentioned the woman based off of the man. She is the wife. She'll be the wife of so-and-so or the woman of so-and-so, right? So it shows a lot on how people really valued relationship structure. In some cases now, it's a GG moment for sure. I think an asteroid probably would need to come to, for us to probably restart some shit. These days, girls' body count is just, it's insane. I think it's really disgusting.
Because they knew that if you give women complete autonomy over their sexuality, they make really bad mistakes. When they make these bad mistakes, what ends up happening is they lower their market value,
Yeah,
and they lower their ability to negotiate for a higher status man later on. So what social media has done effectively is it's taken all the negatives about female nature, put fucking dumpster fire on it, put kerosene on a dumpster fire, and made it worse.
You girls don't got no idea what the fuck you're saying,
bro. All the things that religion and society use.
Like look at these motherfuckers' eyes right now. They just, how good I look. Looking like NPCs.
To shame and stop about female nature are being highlighted and celebrated and encouraged via social media. It used to be shameful for a woman to be open about her sexuality. Now we have women saying, oh yeah, I got herpes. And if you don't like that, well, you don't
all the time.
Yeah. Right? There's women that literally, I saw a TikTok the other day. Some woman was dancing. She made sure to put her degrees in the background. Black woman. Tattoos on her legs and all this other shit. Saying,
it's funny the way how he said black woman. Hell no, this nigga funny as hell.
Oh, I got herpes, but if you can't handle that, you don't deserve me in the first place. And you can only do that.
Wait, what the fuck?
Tattoos on her legs and all this other shit. Saying, oh, I got herpes, but if you can't handle that, you don't deserve me in the first place.
You're right, actually. None of us will deserve it. You deserve to get stoned. What the fuck? And we have people like this existing? You deserve to get 360 no-scope.
You can only do that if you have an insane amount of hubris. And you can only do that if you have an insane amount of hubris. I am so arrogant that I can demean myself on social media and men are still gonna come after me.
Yeah.
Right? Because I have my degrees, I have guys hit me.
Again, it goes back to, I think it's men's fault. I think we're the reason. I don't really blame the woman for most of their actions from a social media standpoint. Obviously, I'll blame if I'm dealing with an instant whore in my fucking life. I'm gonna call you as a whore, and bitch, you gonna get frowned upon for sure. But from a social media perspective, I look back at everything. I don't really blame it too much because women at the end of the day, they're misled, and the main key towards their salvation or in them being saved is through living under man's rulership. Specifically, a wise, knowledgeable man's rulership. We just have a lot of fucking simps, weak-minded people. They have money, looks, status, but they forget the last part, which is the character part. They have no strong sense of self, no strong sense of morals, morality. And this is why we have a lot of fucking baby mothers and, divorce and just degenerate things going on. Homosexuality, I'm gonna say that out. That's the last one, and then etc. after that. You guys are just fucking, whew, you know what I'm saying? But we must cleanse the word one day. And you know exactly what I mean when I say that.
Where does that attitude come from? That attitude comes from the grass is always greener on the other side and someone will always accept me.
Yeah.
But who feeds that grass is greener on the other side, grass is greener on the other side?
I got you with the answer. Men.
Side mindset. Social media. That quite frankly is out of shape, not attractive, filled with tattoos, promiscuous, old, etc. That says, well, I have a lot of options because I could go to my DMs. Did we have a girl last week saying that?
Yeah.
Right? She was literally like on a totem pole, like very low status from like what a man would want traditionally. But she's like, oh, well, I have a bunch of men in my DMs. And that mindset is destructive because what she doesn't realize is
the thing they also forget about this too is are they men that will keep you, or those are just men that will just want to fuck because they're just horny for the night. Something they just tend to forget about, But I think they're all aware of that. I don't generally think females are just completely stupid, even though most of the time there is. But I think they're conscious about that. But the thing is, within their inner destruction, within their mind, their spirit and soul, it leads them to wanting to accept that, and to bringing more comfortability. Because when you accept bad habits and try to cope with it, it allows you to be more comfortable with your own failures. And that's what we have a lot of times, But we keep shit real woke over here, so we destroy all that bullshit.
The men that want you sexually aren't the same men that are going to commit to you romantically.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But the problem is that social media fuels this fucking narcissism and this solipsism, and it keeps women on a perpetual hamster wheel. Yeah, good point.
Hamster wheel.
It keeps on a perpetual hamster wheel where they can't get off the hamster wheel now. They have to keep doing the same bullshit that put them in the hamster wheel in the first place And what ends up happening is they're running on the hamster wheel, not knowing that they're not going anywhere. It's like being on a fucking treadmill. You're running, but you're not going anywhere, not getting anything done. How does it end? Well, you got to turn the treadmill off. When the treadmill's off, game is over. I don't think enough women understand
They look like they're kind of catching it, though.
To answer the question, what social media has effectively done is it's highlighted all of the worst traits about females and made the problem worse because it took their natural hubris, solipsism, and narcissism, and it's made
And alongside with that, too, they're able to promote it out to others that's on social media that's seeing these type of things. And a lot of younger people, you know, their minds are super weak because they're not fully developed into that, you know, way of being able to like think and really look at the world from a logical standpoint. They're still looking at it from a woman nature because, you know, through birth, as we develop as a being, we're still growing up from the woman nature side of their way of thinking. This is why teenagers do tend to be more irrational and those type of things. So that's the dangerous part, because the only highlights they're seeing about women, because there's no really great. That's actually tough as I really think about it. Y'all have no great honorable influencer as a woman. All of them are just fucking either whores or people that's not them true selves, physically, mentally, or spiritually, or through culturally. That's really interesting. But yeah, it's just that, and they just have no one to look up to. So that's the only thing they can literally look up to, because it's the only thing that they see. Girls that shake their ass 24/7, show their butt when taking pictures, nakedness. Shit, make me want to fucking, you know what I'm saying, go crazy all the time, you know what I'm saying? But that's just what happens when, you know, when you're programmed at a younger age, and this is the type of things that you only see. You start to think that these things is reality. But you know, when you have people like this, they destroy that type of reality for most motherfuckers. But sometimes it'd be too late, because they're already old and expired already. So that's their mind set forever.
Title to those men. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now on the male side, right, that's how it's fucked up the women. On the male side, it's made men socially retarded. They would rather look at weirdo chicks they'd rather look at thoughts on Instagram versus approaching a real woman in real life. Their ability.
That is true. You know, but again, I could disagree with it a little bit, but again, I snitch it so much to the point that I can't really fully disagree with it. But there are instances for sure. But the main problem is they just don't go out there. They never was social most of the time. They always got rejected most of the time, so they never really felt comfortable into talking to females and shit like that. That's why they lose all the time. So, you know, the way how they feel accepted is for sure through social media, by just looking at the females that they'll never probably get. But, you know, from the way how they promote themselves, it seems like they can probably easily get them, but, you know.
And speak coherently and be attractive in the process, and have your weirdo pretty much gone. Yeah. Right? So most guys would prefer to do online dating than meet a girl in real life. And it's also made men lazy. A lot of guys are fat, a lot of guys are losers, a lot of guys don't leave their house. And it's made it where men don't necessarily have the same proclivity to go out there and be providers. Right? A lot of guys will sit there and say, oh yeah, I think we should go 50-50 on a first date. I think men and women are equal. Like, they buy into the same bullshit that the feminists buy into.
Yeah, I generally think if you're going anywhere with a woman, obviously, you know what I'm saying, you should treat it like how you would treat it with yourself. So obviously, you know what I'm saying, that's some common sense shit. But I do get the perspective on why guys would think like that. Wouldn't want to provide for a woman that they're not even in a locked-in relationship with, because, you know, due to the type of values that they have to carry, regardless if they was into a relationship, and vice versa, and the other side too. So I guess I can look at it from that type of perspective. But, you know, that's kind of, it's not, honestly, you're not wasting anything, because at the end of the day, regardless of what, you're still wasting time. So there's no really point of, you know what I'm saying, trying to go 50. I mean, if it works, it works. But, you know, it's not really necessary to want to, you know, just disagree with saying, fuck that, you shouldn't go 50-50. Or, so I'm saying that you should go 50-50 or not going 50-50, pretty much. So it's not really going to change anything, because regardless, you're still wasting your fucking time if that was the case. So, you know, me personally, I would just treat it like how I would treat it if I was with myself alone. Obviously, I would take care of everything. You know what I'm saying? Because you're being part of my time. Obviously, if you're part of my time, you're going to be doing what the fuck I want to do, or what the fuck I say to do. Before, during, and after. Fuck you talking about. If not, I'm putting out less in the garbage can.
Not knowing that they're actually They're, how do I say this? They're buying into the very mindset that keeps us separate in the first place, because they don't want to adhere to their roles. They don't want to be men. They want to be 50-50. We're equal. We have the same say so.
Fearing guys.
Well,
guys that
this bullshit language
fear,
that just simply isn't attractive and doesn't work.
So, trying to waste money on
I think
girls.
social media has made women more arrogant and highlighted the worst aspects of female nature, while simultaneously neutering men and making them weak and no longer qualified counterparts for the women as their standards have went up. So it's women are becoming delusional and men aren't rising up to even be acceptable.
Yep.
That's what I think social media has done.
Yeah.
But if I had to make a point on who it hurt more, by far women. By far women. Because women are the overwhelming majority users of social media. Right? I think the only platform that we beat women on is like YouTube usage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Because we want to learn.
Yeah, because So but when it comes to TikTok, Instagram, who the fuck uses Facebook anymore?
Twitch.
Some people do.
But very few.
Yeah.
Twitch is not really
the main apps
something.
they're overwhelmingly used by women.
I mean,
So I think social media is fucked both genders up, but I think it's hurt women more.
Yeah.
Personally.
I agree. I agree.
I don't know if anybody has anything they want to say or add or disagree or anything.
makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, that makes sense.
Oh, well, there you have it. If they say that's it, I'ma say that's it. But anyways, the big lesson to for sure analyze when it comes to this is for sure this. We must get back into understanding our roles, and also not just understanding your role, but understanding the other person's role. The reason why that is important, because that's just what's going to balance and keep a relationship back in structure again. Like the way how the Bible said, the Quran, all that other shit. Besides the fucking religion shit, keep life in check also. Men, we are made to be the leaders. And with your home, the woman must find a righteous, wise man to trust and to live in under, to live the lifestyle that they both seek to live. At the same time, you must be a service for that man. And secondly, you must take care of your behavior, because those type of things is what's going to bring respect to the man and also bring respect to yourself. In exchange of that man's gonna feel comfortable in wanting to like a little baby because you're retarded. All right, so it's pretty much that simple, because we keep shit real over woke. See ya.